Welcome. Come on into the Power Your Research Masterclass and get comfortable. I'm excited to talk about the 9-step system to increased visibility, authority, and income for tenured professors who want a larger media presence without the expense of a publicist. And while we're focused on tenured professors, there are people that I've worked with in the Power Your Research program that are not tenured professors, but I focus on tenured professors because getting tenure, if you're in academia, is the most important thing to do. So while some people can handle increasing their media coverage, visibility, and income while they're on the tenure track, some people cannot. And so I'm happy to bring this 9-step system with me today. And so let's get started. Get comfortable and let's get started. All right. So sometimes there's a little delay in there. So you're in the right place if you're a tenured professor that wants to package what you do or research into information that reaches the masses. You're in the right place if you're not consistently earning $3,500 or more per speaking engagement, workshop, or whatever it is that you do to earn income outside of just your academic responsibilities. So maybe you do consulting or those things. If you're not consistently earning $3,500 or more, you're in the right place. And if you're not getting consistent high-level media placement opportunities, you're in the right place. And by high level, we mean any of your dream platforms that you want to be on. And the major players, NPR, BBC, PBS, those types of things. If you're not getting those consistently and you want that sort of visibility for your brand, you're in the right place. So I'm having a little delay. There we go. This is not for you if you already consistently make $7,000 or more per speaking engagement, workshop, or consulting gig that you do. This is also not for you if you already have a large social media following that you're successfully monetizing, right? So really the purpose of social media is to engage with your community and the people that you're writing and researching about, and to get them to consume, the books and all of the things that you offer. And if you already have a large social media following, you're verified on different platforms, and you're monetizing that following, then this probably isn't the right place for you to be. This is probably not the right masterclass for you to be in. This is also not for you if you plan on watching this entire free strategy presentation and then you're upset when I give you an opportunity to invest in yourself and build that massive audience, build equity in the unique personal academic brand that I'm going to talk to you about creating today, and become a well-known public scholar. So I like to let you know up front that I'm going to give you the strategy guide to academic branding and increasing your media coverage, visibility, and income. But I am going to be talking to you about the Power Your Research program so that you can invest in yourself to go from point A to point B. So here's my promise to you, okay? I'm going to give you as much value as humanly possible in this 45-minute to an hour strategy presentation. I promise that nothing I teach will be based on theory. So everything that I teach you here today about academic branding, they're tried and true proven strategies that work. They've worked for me, and they've worked for the many, many, many clients that I've worked with in the past. And then finally, my promise to you today is that I'm going to give you a straightforward system that you can implement as soon as possible, right? You can implement it today and get started with leaving that impact and influence that you're seeking to leave in the world and in your community. So in return, I just ask that you keep in mind that this is a proven system that works. Again, nothing that I'm going to be sharing with you is theory. It's not something that I've read and then put into this presentation. These are actually strategies and systems and advice that I've used and the many, many people that I work with use. I ask that you take notes so that you can implement this stuff as soon as possible. Okay, so get your notepad out and take notes, and stay until the end to get any questions that you may have answered. So here are some tips for watching this masterclass, okay? Just go to a quiet place for an hour so you can get the full implementation strategy that I'm going to talk about today, and just give yourself that time, right? Go to a quiet room with your pen and your notepad so that you can focus in on the roadmap that I'm going to give you. Put your phone on silent, right? So put your phone on silent, no distractions, don't have any other tabs on your laptop open, and stay for the entire strategy presentation. There's valuable information that I'm going to be giving you as an academic that's looking to maximize your research, your impact, and really create the life of your dreams with academic branding and the things that we can do with it with an academic brand. So during this masterclass, here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn 3 of the most important aspects in developing, growing, and monetizing your personal academic brand, because I don't only teach academics how to develop and grow their personal academic brand, but I teach you how to go to the next step. Is once you have a fan base, a following, you know what you're doing on social media, you're getting your research out to the communities that you're writing and talking about, you're able to translate your research into something that the masses can understand. Well, the next part of that is to monetize and maximize the income potential from the branding that you do. And so I'll teach you my 9-step system to increase the visibility, authority, and income for tenured professors right here in this masterclass. And I'm happy to do that for you since you are spending 1 hour with me. I want to give you as much value as possible. So, like I said, there is going to be an opportunity to enroll in the Power Your Research program, and for those that do enroll in the program, you'll get some fast action bonuses, and those are going to include lifetime access to the Power Your Research intensive program, which we'll talk about towards the end of this presentation. You'll get a 14-day refund guarantee. So you enroll in the program, and for any reason you want your money back, 14-day refund guarantee. And you also get a step-by-step quick start academic branding ebook for those that do decide to enroll in the Power Your Research. It goes by 2 names, the Power Your Research Intensive Program or the Power Your Research Signature Program. So if you hear me talk, if you hear me mention both of those, I'm talking about the same thing. So those are the fast action bonuses that you'll get towards the end of the program if you do decide to enroll. So I just want you to visualize for me a second something that is really, really, really common in this era that we're living in right now. So you see on my screen, it says the academic book of the future. So some of us have books that we've written. Some of us have research papers and articles that we've published. And imagine you wrote this amazing book, right? This amazing academic book or this amazing research article that you're so proud of. But someone who is more savvy at marketing and social media than you is taking snippets of your work or parts of your work or your research findings, and they're writing self-help books, or they're doing interviews on CNN and NPR, right? And they're just translating your research for a mass audience. And they're making money off of that because they're getting media coverage and visibility, and they're gaining authority in their field, but they're using your work or parts of your work. And so up there on the top, you see hands with money. So they're monetizing and making money and building their brand, and you're left at the bottom wondering, why, I'm looking at this interview on CNN and I could be talking about this, right? That's my field. Or you're hearing someone that's supposed to be an expert in the field and they're giving totally wrong information on YouTube videos that have millions and millions of followers, or popular news programs that have millions and millions of viewers, right? So this happens to academics all of the time, and I'm sure that you found yourself in a situation where you're watching an interview or a program and you're like, man, I could be talking about that thing. That's my research, right? You open up any self-help book today, and all these writers are doing is taking academic research, translating it to a nice story, and then selling millions and millions and millions and millions of copies. And so one of the reasons why I created the Power Your Research platform is because I want experts in the field to be the actual voice of the thing that they're expert in, as opposed to just people who are savvy at marketing and social media. But I also want academics to leave the impact that they want to leave, and not just have their work stuck behind an academic paywall simply because they don't understand the systems of branding. And I'm going to teach you some easy systems that you can implement as an academic to start getting those high-level media placements, visibility, and the income that you deserve outside of your income from your institution or university. Okay, so creating a brand strategy was the number one way I went from, an unknown scholar to a public scholar featured on any platform I wanted to be on, and also tripling what I was charging for things like speaking engagements, things like writing forewords for other people's books, things like workshops and the like. And so we're going to talk about creating that brand strategy here today. So, if you don't know me, if you've enrolled in this masterclass and you haven't Googled me or done some background research on me, or you don't know me, my name is Dr. Sheena Howard, and I'm the founder and CEO of Power Your Research. I'm also a full professor of communication. I'm in the Department of Communication, Media, and Journalism at Rider University. So I am just like you. I'm still a full-time faculty member. I went on the tenure track. I got, tenure and then full professor. And so now I'm in the next phase of sort of my academic career. I have a bachelor's of business administration in marketing, and I also have a master's degree in graphic design, as well as a PhD in rhetorical and intercultural communication. And so since I graduated grad school, I have been getting media coverage and visibility over the last 10 years. I never wanted my work to only be for academics and only at academic conferences and in academic journals. I always knew that I wanted my work to leave a legacy, but also to impact the communities that I wanted to impact and the communities I was researching and writing about. And so I've taken all of my systems over the last 10 years and put them in the Power Your Research program. And I do, strategy sessions and coaching with academics just like you. And again, I just wanted to remind you that if you have any questions, you can submit them in the chat box. And at the end, I'll get to as many questions as I can. So just to give you a little snapshot of, the media coverage and visibility that I've been getting over the last 10 years, I've been featured in the New York Times, the LA Times, BBC, ABC, NBC, PBS. I was on some really popular pop culture shows like The Breakfast Club, and I've been in the Washington Post. Any place that I wanted to appear in, I've appeared in, and that drastically helped the reach of my research, right? We talk about impact scores and citations, right? When your articles are linked in all of these major outlets, you're getting more traction, more citations, and making more impact, not only in the academic world, but also in the world at large, especially if you're engaging in the practices that we're going to talk about today, which is translating your academic research for a mass audience. Okay, so like I said, over the last several years, I've documented and outlined these systems, and in the Power Your Research program, I send you emails and screenshots and everything that I do to get that visibility and to become authority in the field that I research in. So my research is in race, gender, and sexual orientation representation in the media, and that's just a picture of me on I was in a Comcast On Demand film a few years ago, and that's just a picture of me in the film. And so I outline all my systems, methods, and steps for you. I take you step by step in the program and show you exactly how you can get from point A to point B, which is the media coverage and visibility that you want and beyond in the program. So you can build a brand that has reach, impact, and visibility, and you don't need any special connections. I didn't have any special connections, right? I don't have parents that are in the media world. I didn't have a built-in network. I didn't go to Ivy League. I graduated from Howard University with my PhD. I did my master's at the New York Institute of Technology, and I did my undergraduate degree at Iona College. So I didn't have a major media department from an Ivy League pushing media coverage my way and amplifying my voice. So you don't need any of those things, right? You don't need a major media department. You don't need to be at a large, well-known school. And you certainly don't need to spend money on things like agents, publicists, or managers. And a lot of people think I have an agent because I get high-profile people to write forewords to my academic books. So my book, Encyclopedia of Black Comics, Henry Louis Gates wrote the foreword for that. For my most recent book, Why Wakanda Matters, What Black Panther Reveals About Psychology, Identity, and Communication, I had the foreword written by the costume concept artist for the actual film Black Panther. And I do all these things without spending money on an agent, publicist, or manager. It's just these systems that I'm going to be teaching you that are tried and true that anyone can implement if they want. So where am I now? So right now I do high paid speaking engagements. As academics, people like to pay us an honorarium of like $1,000 or $500 or even $2,000. And I don't do speaking engagements for honorariums, and I don't teach people like you to do speaking engagements for honorariums. We want to get paid. I'm talking about $3,500 for a speaking engagement, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. What you can charge is really to infinity and beyond, because the more you build your brand, right, the more you can charge. And your brand today is all online and it's all perception, and you have control over what your online presence looks like with a few simple techniques around branding, and specifically academic branding, which we're going to talk about. So I have a brand that's even more profitable than my job as a full-time professor. So not only do I teach you how to build a brand for yourself, but that brand doesn't belong to any institution or university. So the brand that you create, when we're talking about branding, the brand that you create for yourself has nothing to do with the place that you work. I could leave my job right now and I would still have my brand that I can monetize and scale to infinity. That's why I'm able to come on here and do sessions like this and coaching sessions, helping other academics brand and monetize. And I'm impacting lives, right? My work has been featured in so many places. I've done speaking engagements across the world, and my research, my actual research articles have been mentioned in major media outlets, and I'm reaching all of the community that I care about, that I research, that I study, and that I've been writing about for the last 10 years. And it's a great feeling, and anybody can get there. I want to get you to the point where you don't need your job. You can stay at your university, or you're making so much money from the brand that you've created, and eventually doing things like coaching and consulting, if that's what you want to do. You don't even have to do that to monetize your brand. But you have the agency to say, I'm just going to monetize my brand full time. You can do that. And it's a great feeling, especially as higher education is unstable. Students are leaving universities in leaps and bounds. And one, you want to be able to differentiate yourself from the other academics that are researching what you're researching. Make yourself more marketable on the job market, right, by having this visibility, but also build equity in your brand and protect your future financially. And it's no greater feeling than the feeling of not relying on an institution for all of your income. So most importantly, building a personal academic brand means it doesn't matter what happens in higher education. You still have income coming in. There's no cap on how much money you can make, right? Your academic brand belongs to you, and you can monetize it as far and wide as you want to. The more you build your brand and your online perception and streamline your social media, the more you can charge. When you have a brand, you're not undervaluing yourself. Right? So you're not doing speaking engagements for $500. You're not doing free speaking engagements, right? So we talk about you're not doing free speaking engagements, right? A lot of times we do free speaking engagements, and we'll get into this a little later because we feel like we don't have enough experience or we haven't done many in the past, but you have academic credentials. And so you already have the experience, right? And so creating your brand, we teach you not to undervalue yourself and to protect your future by building equity in your brand, right? So there are 3 massive mistakes that you want to avoid in media coverage, visibility, and increasing your income. And you're going to want to write this stuff down, because now we're really getting into the strategy pieces that are going to be important to creating an academic brand that you're going to want to implement when we get off the session. So mistake number 1 is wasting money on a publicist. And I talk to clients all the time. They say, they hired a coach or a publicist, right? Or even an agent. And some of you have already Googled what publicists cost. And some of you, unfortunately, have already spent the money on a publicist for a couple of months. But we're talking about $4,000, $5,000 a month. And what a publicist is going to do is they're going to ask you, hey, what platforms do you want to be on? And then they're going to go and try to land you on those platforms. And you're going to get very little success, and it's going to take them a very long time, because a publicist doesn't understand the life and the world of an academic. They don't understand the psychology of an academic. And more importantly, they're going to try to land you these media placements, but they're not going to help you with brand building. And the reason why I can get on really any media platform I want to get on is because when you Google my name, I have a brand, and I can position myself for the outlets that I want to be on. And every person wants to be on different outlets. We all have industry specific podcasts that we listen to, right? News and blogs that we listen to. And so you're branding yourself for those specific outlets, your research area or area of expertise, or the thing that you want to be known for. And then I'm teaching you how to pitch to those places by making yourself relevant, timely, and newsworthy. And that's something that a publicist simply can't do for you, because they don't know the specifics of an academic, right? They don't know that it's so hard for an academic to even talk with their colleagues about wanting media coverage and visibility and those sorts of things. And they're very, very expensive for very little results. And so the impact of hiring a publicist and making that mistake is that you're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to get little to no results. and nothing that they talk to you about or help you about is going to be industry specific to higher education and the world of academia. And why do academics do this? Well, we want to leave an impact with our work. We want our work to reach more people, right? We want to be thought leaders and public intellectuals. We're scared to say that, right, sometimes to our colleagues, but that's what we want, right? We want to leave a legacy. We have something important to say. We don't know where to start, right? And so logically, the first place that we might start is researching publicists and managers and agents, but those are not the things that you should be doing. And I'm not advocating completely against a publicist. I don't use one. And I teach you in the program that there are very specific times that you can hire a publicist, but 9 times out of 10, you don't need to. But the method that I teach you, let's say there's a high level show you want to get on, I don't know, let's say CNN, okay? And you've already done the brand work that I'm going to teach you how to do. And you already have the producer's email address because I teach you how to get those things in the program. And now you're ready to pitch the producer for whatever show it is you want to go on CNN. In that case, you might want to get a publicist, but here's the difference. You're telling the publicist, hey, I've already created a brand. I already have a social media following. I already have the email address of the producer. All I need you to do is send the email, right? Because you want to look like you have an intermediate there, right? That would cost you way less than hiring a publicist for $6,000 for 3 months, right? In that case, you only have to pay the publicist probably like $1,000 because they have one job to do and they already have the information that they need. So I'm not advocating completely against a publicist, but I don't use one. And as you're going to see, you don't need one. And when you look at my background and all the places that I've been on, I haven't used a publicist for those things. And I'm going to teach you how to do that as well. And academics do this because there's not many services out there like this Power Your Research program that is specifically for academics. I believe that we have important research. We have the expertise. Our articles have been peer reviewed, and we should be the voices of the thing that we're expert on, not people that are simply better at social media than us. This is very important in the era that we are in. And the people that are better at social media, unfortunately, are the people that have the microphone. And I want to change that, and I want to help you change that as well. So the cost of hiring a publicist is you're going to waste time and money. So you're going to lose valuable time all the time you're waiting for the publicist to do something. You're going to get little results, right? So you're wasting the time, the money, the energy. And you're not going to have any brand building. And that's going to cost you because you're not able to build equity in a brand that you don't have, right? So if you land a high level interview on, say, I don't know, NPR, but you don't have the brand, well, when people start Googling you and looking you up, they have nowhere to go. They have no books to buy. They have no beautiful website to go to. They have a brand is not only media coverage, but sending the people that you're speaking to and that you're helping different places, right, within your world. So whether it's your mailing list, your website, whatever it is, all of those things are brand building, right? Getting your Twitter followers, your Instagram followers, all of those things. And don't worry, you're a busy academic. The strategies that I teach you are strategies for the busy academic, because I know sometimes we're busy, sometimes we're not. We have semesters and quarters, and sometimes we have more time and sometimes we don't. I'm a professor. I know, right? I know. And so we work through that with your schedule. So the solution is that you can save time and money. You can land high-level media placements that are specific to your community or area, and you can use a proven system that's easily executed and proven by joining us in the Power Your Research intensive program. So here's one of my past clients, Dr. Allison Whitehouse. She joined the program in a very, very short time, a couple of months. She landed an interview on NPR. She was doing all of these fabulous high-level media placements. And she says, as an academic, this program taught me how to think like an entrepreneur. So I am teaching you something totally different than thinking like an academic. I'm teaching you how to think like an entrepreneur, right? And more so like a creative entrepreneur. And I love working with academics because a lot of us have like these creative backgrounds, and you're trying to figure out how to fuse your love of like poetry or dance. Like I have one woman in the program right now. She's in psychology, but she also used to be a dancer, and she wants to fuse, movement therapy and psychology all into one. And the beautiful thing about creating your brand is you can be intentional, and your brand can be all encompassing of your creative work, but also your academic credentials. Mistake number 2. Doing low paid speaking engagements, workshops, or consulting, or even doing free speaking engagements, workshops, and the like. Okay. And this looks like doing free speaking engagements. Getting paid an honorarium, right? We talked about that. I'm not teaching you to get an honorarium. I'm teaching you to get paid, right? Nobody should be spending more to get to the venue to speak than getting paid for the actual speaking engagement. So there's no value added in a devaluing network. And what this means is when you do a free speaking engagement, or you do a speaking engagement for $500 or $1,000, you get into what I call the devaluing network, because now this institution is telling another institution, yeah, she or he, did the speaking engagement for $500, right? It was so cheap. You should email him or her to come speak at your institution. And now you're in this network of people who know how much you charged for the previous speaking engagement that you did, and they're offering you the same little bit of money that you got before. And listen, I give you a criteria for when you should do speaking engagements, right? I have a criteria of 5 things. And if someone asks me to do a free speaking engagement, if it doesn't meet all 5 of those criteria, then I have to say no. And I also have a cap on how many speaking engagements I do per year. And so I'll help you figure out your 5-point criteria for when you should and shouldn't be doing speaking engagements. Usually you shouldn't. 1 or 2 a year is fine, but you need to have your criteria written out. And if it meets all 5 of those criteria, it's okay to do that free speaking engagement. Like some of my criteria are, is this a nonprofit? Are people that are coming to this event coming for free, right? So if it's an event and people are paying to actually attend, I'm not doing the speaking engagement for free, because they're paying, so the speaker should get paid. So I have 5 criteria like that I teach you in the Power Your Research program. Okay, so why do academics do this? As academics, I work with a lot of women tenured professors, and women particularly tend to think that I need more experience, I need to do more free this and free that. No, you don't. You already have the credentials, and now your job is to turn those credentials into cash. Your job is not to continue to suffer from what we call imposter syndrome. You already have enough to charge what you deserve to be getting paid for speaking engagements, workshops, consulting, writing forwards to books, whatever it is. Academics do this because they're secretly hoping for some added benefit. I had one client tell me, she said, oh, but it's Duke University that's asking me to speak. And they were going to pay her $500. And I said, right, it's Duke University, and they should be paying you more than $500, right? And so don't do free speaking engagements or low paid gigs secretly hoping to get more benefit, because you won't. Academics are, quite frankly, we're scared to ask for more. But once you ask for more, you get used to asking for more, and then you have a baseline of what you're willing to trade your time and money for, right? Because doing a speaking engagement or whatever it is involves your time. And also the saddest thing is we do this because we don't have any comparison or benchmark from our peers, right? We don't talk to our peers about how much we're charging for things. Money is something that unfortunately in our culture is scary to talk about. We don't share, right? And so we have no benchmark for comparison, right? I was at an academic conference the other day, and someone was talking about these workshops that they do. And I asked him, and I particularly like to ask men, I said, oh, how much did you charge for that 45-minute workshop? And he told me. And so that gives you a nice comparison, because let's say you get a book deal and someone gets a $7,000 advance and you get a $500,000 advance from the same publisher. Now, if you talk to that person that got the $7,000 advance, instead of feeling bad that you didn't get $7,000, that helps you, because next time you go to publish a book, you know to ask for $7,000. But unfortunately, in our world, we have no really point of comparison, because we can't talk about these things with our peers. And that's where the Power Your Research community comes in, because the Power Your Research program is not just a program. There's a Facebook community as well, where those are the types of things that we talk about, and those are the types of things that I share with you. So this is costing you, right? Doing things for honorariums or free or low paid, it's costing you time, money, and most importantly, it's costing your credibility, because you're getting into that devaluing network where I'm teaching you how to build equity in your brand, not devalue your brand. It's like when you have a house, right? If the front steps are falling apart, right? The house is depreciating, right? But if you're keeping everything up and nice and of high value, right? Well, then you can get more when you go to sell the house. And so branding is about keeping your credibility and building equity in that credibility in that brand. So what happens when you stop making this mistake? Well, you start double or even tripling your income, as I have been able to do, and as I teach my clients. You grow a respected brand and reputation. You get subsequent high paid offers. So instead of being in the devaluing network, you're in a network that is valuing your time and what you're bringing to the table. And beautifully, you're getting a boost to your confidence, right? The more you start demanding more, and the more you start actually getting paid more and building that brand and getting comfortable on social media, and you're creating easy systems that don't feel overwhelming, you're getting more and more and more confident with turning your academic credentials into cash and creating a life where your paycheck is not solely derived from the institution or university that you work at, right? So I work with a professor in the Power Your Research program who's not tenured yet. And as I said before, I do non-tenured faculty can enter the program. It's just, I care about people and I care about people's careers, and I would never want to sell a program to a non-tenured professor that focuses on media coverage and visibility at the expense of spending time on their research and the activities that they need to do to get tenure. And so if you feel like you can do both, certainly I have non-tenured professors in the program, but Tiffany, amazing. She's doing wonderfully in the program. The other day, she doubled the rate of her speaking engagement just by having a session with me. She sent me this wonderful email. Thanks so much for your insight and for boosting me to new heights. Working with you has been so great. And funny story about Tiffany, she went through my program and she started implementing the systems around pitching and landing high-level media placements. And you may or may not know this, but your media department at your university, even small universities do this. They keep trackers on the hits that your profile is getting on their website. So, we all have our profile with our name and our department. And so she started getting media coverage and media placements. And the media department at her university reached out to her and said, Tiffany, all of a sudden, people are visiting your profile page, what's going on? And she told them, I've been doing this program and getting all this media coverage. And now the cool thing is her media department is helping to push her out as well, simply because she started getting the media coverage on her own, and she started getting hits to her profile on the university's website. And so once you start getting media coverage and building your brand, I tell you to work with your media department at your university to create a vehicle to push behind you, and it becomes a really amazing thing. But then the next level to that is once you start getting consistent high-level media coverage and visibility, we talk about taking your university's name off of the op-eds and your title when you appear on high level television shows and stuff like that. But we talk about that as you build and go through the program and start getting the media placements. Mistake number 3, not using social media. So unfortunately, a lot of us are allowing social media to use us, and we're not using social media. And for academics, we're busy. We don't really want to take the time to engage with social media. I actually teach a really easy system called the 3 H's. And it's a system to engage in social media and build your brand. And it's for the busy academic. And it's really simple. If you go to my Instagram or Twitter page and scroll through, you can see my engaging content. But it's just a formula that I'm using that I teach you in the Power Your Research program. But what does it look like? What does this unfortunate use of social media look like for the academic? If you have a small number of followers, if you're posting random pictures or links or posts, and if you have sporadic posting, so if you go to your Twitter account right now or your LinkedIn page or your Instagram page and it's sporadic, there's no continuity in what you're posting, then we're going to help you streamline your social media and engage in the social media strategy called the 3 H's. Using social media does not involve posting your feelings or opinions about the issues of today. No, social media is a tool for your business, for your brand. And in this case, you are the business, right? Your personal academic brand is the business. And so for me, my brand statement is, I create experiences for free thinkers to feel empowered when they're challenging the status quo. Now, every time I say that brand statement, I get goosebumps. It's unique to me. No one else can use my brand statement. In the Power Your Research program, we give you your own unique brand statement, and it's a beautiful, amazing thing. And the reason why I'm talking about that here is because through that lens of my brand statement, that determines the types of things that I post on my social media. And so everything that I post on my social media revolves around these 3 words: smart, inspiring, and fearless. And so my brand statement and those 3 words that describe my brand is how I'm able to easily post content through that lens. And we give you your 3 words and your brand statement to help you post on social media through that lens. So academics don't use social media because they don't know what to post, right? So I just gave you an example to help you know what to post and through what lens to post, but we're also too busy, right? We say, we're too busy for social media. That's why I teach the 3 H strategy. We don't understand that social media is a tool to be used. It's not something that should be using us. And once you understand that social media is a tool to be used, one, it takes the stress out of posting because you're not posting about today's latest catastrophe that happened in the world. You're posting through the lens of your brand because you have a community that you want to help, you have people that you want to reach, and you have important information that you want to share. So not using social media, not streamlining it, right? If all of your social media names are not the same, all of your social media names should be the same, well, it's costing you. It's costing you high paid speaking opportunities, high level media placements, and reaching a massive audience. So we need to fix that. When you stop doing this, you will fix your online perception. This is called branding. You'll streamline your brand and reach. You'll use an easy 3 H system that any academic can do with little time and effort. Listen, I'm a single mom, right? I'm a full-time professor. I'm a part-time entrepreneur. I have the Power Your Research business plus another business. And I use this 3 H system, and it takes me mere minutes to do. So if I could do it, you can do it. Dr. Myra Gooden, she's been on C-SPAN, she's been on Fox News, she's been everywhere. She went through the Power Your Research program, and she said it fills a gap that existed for those hoping to use the media to share their work. So she was able to go through the Power Your Research program and actually understand the systems to landing consistent media coverage and visibility. So the 9-step framework to increase visibility, authority, and income it's in 3 phases. So there's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and each phase has 3 steps, right? And so it's a 9-step system. Okay, so phase 1 is the build phase. We're building your brand, right? We're creating your brand statement, right? Remember, I said my brand statement was that I create experiences for free thinkers to feel empowered when they're challenging the status quo. That powerful brand statement, it tells you who I am, it tells you who I help, it tells you why I do it, and it tells you when I want to help the people that I want to help, right? We talk about your mindset, right? Because a lot of us have feelings around self-promotion that don't feel good. And so we talk about self-promotion is not about you. It's about the people that you're trying to help, right? And so we reframe your mindset in the phase 1. And we also create your personalized vision and goals, right? Like I said before, the place that you want to be, the outlets that you want to be on, the thing that you want to be known for, it's individual. It's different for everybody, right? Getting on the show, The Breakfast Club, was really important to me, but some of you might not even know what The Breakfast Club is, because we all have very industry specific places we want to be. Some people want to do a TED Talk, some people don't. Which in the program, I teach you the 5-step system to land a TED Talk. I can get you in front of on a TED stage in 5 steps, but you have to build the brand first. So we talk about your personalized goals. In the first phase, we get your brand statement, we get your mindset right. We work in the Facebook community to help you get comfortable talking about yourself. And the outcome is that you get from point A to point B very quickly, right? Having a brand statement helps you understand what to say yes and no to, right? When you have a brand statement and you know where you're going, you know what opportunities to say no to and what opportunities to say yes to, which actually gives you more time to get to point B faster. And it helps you build your brand because you're solid. And so, for me, a couple of months ago, I got asked to write a book. They were going to pay me $40,000, but it was actually writing a book for someone else. $40,000 is a lot of money, hard to say no to. But I just told you what my brand statement was, and me spending a year writing a book for HarperCollins for someone else, that doesn't fit into my brand statement, because I could spend a year writing my own book in impacting the group and the people that I want to impact. So sometimes as academics, we say yes to everything because we don't have any direction. But when you have a brand statement and you know where you're going, you have direction. So academics don't do this because, it takes too long when we don't have a system. It's hard when you don't have guidance. And a lot of us need accountability. And in the Power Your Research program, you get one-on-one coaching with me throughout the program to hold you accountable. Now, I don't believe in accountability partners. I believe accountability is about you being accountable. But in the program, you do get 6 coaching calls with me. So as you go through the program, every couple of modules, you're working and meeting and talking with me one-on-one. So as you're implementing and executing the things that I'm teaching you, I'll guide you through the process. And, when you have a coaching call coming up, it kind of kicks us in the butt and gets us to catch up. Okay, so this is Caitlin Haas. She's now an academic coach, but she used to be a professor. She left academia after successfully monetizing her academic coaching career, and she went through the program. And she said this isn't one of those courses where someone proclaims to be an expert and they aren't. Sheena has excelled at sharing her research publicly and shares all of her knowledge with you in a really accessible, friendly way. And Caitlin was a wonderful person to come through the program and is now doing very, very, very well. Phase 2 is the engage phase. So after you build your brand, you know where you're going. We teach you easy pitching strategies. Is it relevant? Is it timely? Is it newsworthy? We start getting you those high-level media placements. We give you a list of 100 podcasts that are specific to your industry, specific to the thing you said you wanted to be known on. We teach you how to start pitching in a very particular way. Engaging looks like helping you connect with producers and journalists and editors who are responsible for getting you the news coverage and visibility. And we have experts audit your website, or we give you resources to create your website so you can generate that traffic and income when we get to the monetizing stage. So the benefits are you have impact, right? Once you're starting to engage, you're making impact, you're leaving a legacy, you're building a fan base. Your work is no longer behind an academic paywall because you're successfully translating it for the masses. We talk about a repackage and repurpose strategy that I use. So one article publication could easily be 5 different outlets to repurpose and repackage for the masses. And you're gaining authority and credibility, right? And then that's when the right people know that you know what you know. And that is when financial opportunities flow, right? It's not enough to just have the PhD and to be doing the research because then the right people don't know you know what you know. You need to connect with those outside of the academic world. And academics don't do this because, quite frankly, we're bad at marketing and self-promotion, as we discussed. We can't talk about this with our peers for the most part. We don't have the right mindset, and we don't have the tools or systems until we come through a program like Power Your Research and learn them. This is Alicia Roebuck. She went through the program. She did so well in the first couple of months. She ended up, she started out with never doing media coverage or landing media placements. First couple months she had a mention in the New York Post. So, media coverage is mentions or quotes from you. They're feature articles about you. Those are the media placements that are typical, right? Does someone pull an expert quote from you and put it in the article? Is the whole article a feature piece about you, right? Or are you the subject of an interview or something like that? So, Alicia, it's just so much wonderful things to say about her because now she has a successful business. Because once you build your brand, you funnel people to things like your coaching or consulting services or whatever else it is that you want to do to monetize your physical books or digital products. So phase number 3 is to publicize and monetize. So eventually with media coverage and visibility, you get to the point where it's like, yeah, I know I can land on NPR. Yeah, I set my goals and I was able to land media placements on all the places that I said I was. And so it becomes a thing where it's like, now what? The now what is you start monetizing the brand that you've created, building equity, and protecting your future. And this is important because you literally can scale your branding and the monetization of your branding to infinity. You can go as far as you want. Of course, you can increase the rates that you're charging for things like speaking engagements. You can expand your brand, right? There's always opportunities to expand and grow your brand to infinity. And eventually you get to the place where you don't have to pitch anymore, right? Once you implement the systems of pitching and landing media coverage and visibility, when you get to the monetization phase, now your brand is out there. People are coming to you, right? You're turning down media coverage and visibility and you're focusing on monetizing and you don't have to pitch anymore. Like me, I'm teaching you the systems, but I don't have to pitch journalists and things anymore because people are coming to me to do consulting for documentaries and films and coaching and all of that stuff because I've already done the work of the last 10 years that I've put in this program for you. Okay, so the benefits are, like we said, you build equity in your brand, you protect your future, and you are that authority in your area of expertise, the things that you said you wanted to be known for. Okay, and academics don't do this because we just don't know how to build a brand. We're wasting times on things that we should be saying no to, right? We don't have a vision. We're thinking like an academic and not like an entrepreneur, which I'll teach you. And we're accomplishing goals, but not a life vision, right? Getting tenure is a goal. Becoming a dean is a goal. But those are not life visions. Life visions are thinking about what you want your life to look like. What do you want your days to look like? And will that look like freedom for you? And that's what we're teaching you in the Power Your Research program. That's a power of building a brand that an institution or an organization doesn't own. Okay, Dr. Annette Matlock came through my program. She had a couple of different businesses, plus she's an academic. And like most people ask me, but I have so many things, how can I combine it into a brand statement? We worked her through that. We got her branded. We taught her a couple of tricks about owning your name. And she was off to the races. Wonderful time with Annette. She had much success in the program. So if you take one thing away today, I want you to know that you can land any media placement you want without the expense of a publicist with a tried and true strategy. I have developed a system to turn you into an academic that has authority, visibility, and increased income. And I've outlined that system here for you today. And so the big question is, will you apply this framework and make it work for you? So you can waste tons of money and time and effort trying to figure it out alone, or you can be a part of the Power Your Research community and have a guide through this program, right? You can fast track your results with the Power Your Research signature program. And here it is, the 9 steps to increase visibility, authority, and income. This is the roadmap that I take you through, right? There's phase 1, the build, phase 2, the engage, phase 3, the publicize and monetize. And we've went through all of these steps today. And this is the transformation that you'll have when you join the Power Your Research program. And you'll work with me one-on-one throughout this process. Every couple of steps, you're scheduling your call with me, and we're meeting, and we're executing, and we're building that brand. We're building that freedom. So go ahead and click the sign up now link on your screen to get over $7,000 in bonuses and value. Okay, so you sign up today, you'll get 3 bonuses. I can promise you that you'll get one-on-one coaching exclusively with me if you join today. No hired coaches, right? I'm not going to hire someone out to work with you. You'll be working with me. Vox Media designer Alicia Randolph has agreed to work with everyone that signs up today. She is the senior designer for Vox Media, major media company. She'll audit your website. She'll actually record a video and walk through your website and tell you where it needs to improve. If you don't have a website, we'll give you the resources to create one, and then she'll audit your website and help you through that. Or you can hire her. Right? If you join today, you'll get free access to all of the VIP days that we did in 2020. But you'll also have free access to all of the VIP days that I'll do in the future. So I do special sessions, whether it's the next step to landing a TED Talk, how to come up with your TED Talk idea, how to segment your mailing list, whatever it is, whatever VIP sessions, you'll get those for free if you join the program today. But these are the fast action bonuses. So if you join within the next 15 minutes, I will promise you'll get lifetime access to the program. So that means if the program, I learn new things in the field all the time. I go back and I re-upload modules, right? I add stuff. And so if you join within the next 15 minutes, you'll get lifetime access to the program, which means you'll always get all of the updates to the content. It means you can start the program when you're ready. So it means that you don't have to enroll today and feel like you have to hurry up and start today. The program will always be there for you. Fast action bonus, if you join in the next 15 minutes, is you'll get a step-by-step quick start academic branding book. New book just recently released. I haven't even released it to the public yet. It's just for you, for those that join the program in the next 15 minutes. And bonus number 3, you'll get a 14-day fast action bonus. Number 3 is you'll get a 14-day refund guarantee after the first coaching call. So you do that. You do the 2 videos at the beginning of the program. You schedule your coaching call with me. If you're still within that 14-day refund, you'll get your money back, no questions asked, right? So there's nothing to lose here, folks, right? It's time for you to invest in yourself, take your brand, take your career, take your life to the next level, right? Nothing holding you back here. So 9 steps to increase visibility, authority, and income. You can get the entire program, work with me one-on-one with 6 coaching calls. As you go through the program, you schedule the coaching calls as you like, right? Not when I say, but when you say, whatever works for your schedule. So you can go through the program as fast or as slow as you want. And depending on how you schedule those coaching calls or how you control the program, right? So you can go all the way through the modules quickly and schedule those coaching calls quickly and get through the program in 90 days. Or it can take you 6 months to get through the program. We like you to get through the program within 3 months. But like I said, we're busy academics. It might not be possible for you to get through the program in 90 days, so you can take your time. So you join today, you get the 14-day refund guarantee, one-on-one coaching with me, promise, no hired coaches. Vox Media senior designer will review your website. You'll get lifetime access to the program, all free VIP days, and the Quick Start Academic Branding book, which hasn't even been released today. This alone is $7,000 in value. Yeah, we'll answer questions in a minute. Lifetime access to the entire system plus bonuses valued at $7,000. Free for the action takers are the VIP day access sessions, the Quick Start Branding book, and the 14-day refund. So you join today, you'll get all of these bonuses. Join within the next 15 minutes. You also get the fast action bonuses. And so get started right now for $3,000. You'll get lifetime access to the entire system, which is valued at $7,000. You'll get the one-on-one coaching, the website audit, the VIP days, the quick start guide, guaranteed 14-day refund. And you'll get the 9-step system. You'll work with me, and we'll take your career to the next level. So zero risk refund policy. You just need to come to the first coaching call within 14 days. If you're unhappy for any reason, you'll get your money back. So when you click on the link to join, you'll be able to select a plan. You can either do one payment of $3,000 or 2 payments of $1,500. The program comes with the support of the Power Your Research Facebook community, 6 coaching calls with me, and access to the VIP session. So you pick your plan, pick the one that works for you. Once you click on that link to schedule, it'll take you to the different payment plan options that we have. Okay, so here we are. This is the end of the strategy session. I'm putting this 15-minute timer on here, and you join now, you get access to all of the bonus material. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes because I'm going to go to my handy Google Sheet and start answering some questions that came through. We're going to let that timer run down. Give me a couple of minutes to get the questions, and I'll answer all of the questions that I can get to in the next 15 minutes. But 15 minutes, you'll get all the fast action bonuses here today. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. So go ahead and click the sign up now link on your screen to get over $7,000 in bonuses and value. It will take you to the checkout page, and you will be investing in yourself, your career, and your future. So click that sign up now link. It will take you to the checkout page and benefit from all of the bonuses that we're offering only here today on this call. Okay, so when this 15-minute timer runs out, those fast action bonuses will not be available at a later date. So you enroll now using the link that is popped up on your screen, and you'll get a 14-day full refund, no questions asked. You get the Quick Start ebook, which is only available to those who enroll now, and you'll get lifetime access. So lifetime access is something that is only available to those who join within this 15-minute window. And yeah, let's jump into these questions that you might have. So I have a question here. Is there any accountability to finish the program? So at Empower Your Research, I teach you that in order to be accountable, you have to be accountable. But that is the reason why you get those 6 coaching calls with me, because as you go through the program and as you're scheduling those coaching calls based on your availability and when you want to schedule them, I'll be able to hold you accountable to the things that you should be doing when you show up for those calls. And when working with me, I do give you action items that I want you to complete by the time you schedule your next coaching call. And by the way, scheduling the coaching calls throughout the program is how you control the pace of the program, and it's how you control how fast or slow you can complete the program. I see another question down the line about how long it takes to complete the program, and I'll answer that for you in a second. So the coaching calls are there to hold you accountable, but also you'll have access to the Power Your Research Facebook group, and you can find an accountability partner in there by posting to the group, because there's lots of people in the Power Your Research Facebook group that are also going through the program and might want to have an accountability partner. So we do encourage you to go in there and post if that's something that you like to do. So someone asked, are there any additional costs once in the program? So there are some optional things and resources that I share with you to help with your branding, and they're low-cost things. For the most part, I'm connecting you with people like web designers if you want to get your website in better shape, or you're starting from scratch with your website. But I do recommend some resources on Fiverr.com. If you're not familiar with Fiverr, I talked to you about what that is as a program. But it's a low-cost option to do things like getting your logo set up or getting your branding kit. So I do give you a template for a branding kit at the end of the program. And you can copy and paste some of the branding style guide that will help you create. But we do recommend that you use Fiverr.com to help with some of those things. So any additional costs inside the program are optional, and they're just there to help you solidify your brand across your platform. So can you get through the program without spending any additional cost? Yes. Do I recommend some outside resources that are low cost? Yes. So the next question is, can my brand blend all of my interests? Yes, I love when academics come with some of their creative interests and they want to blend that into their brand. All you have to do is look at my brand, and if you remember my brand statement from our strategy presentation just a few minutes ago, my brand statement is, I create experiences for free thinkers to feel empowered when they're challenging the status quo. And you'll notice with that brand statement that it's general enough where it does include all of my interests. So for those of you that don't know me well, I do research on representation in the media, specifically comics, and I've transitioned from a comics scholar to someone that writes comic books and graphic novels. And because of my brand statement, all of those creative interests as well as my academic interests fit into that brand statement, including this coaching service that I'm providing called Power Your Research. It's all aligned with that brand statement. So I work with you to create a brand statement that not only helps you get from point A to point B, but also is general enough for you to include all of the interests you have in any future endeavors that you may have. So it's a technique, it's a strategy that I teach you in the program. So the answer is yes. Can you blend all of your interests into your brand that you're intentionally creating? The answer is yes. All right, so this question came in. Do I need to have a website already? So the answer to that question is no. You do not have to have a website already. And a lot of people come in maybe with a partly functional website or a website that they are not happy with. And that's why we have professional designers come in to audit your website and give you feedback and give you resources and guidance. And if you want to connect with them to hire them, you can. But if you have no website at all, that's okay. We'll get you to create a website in the program, and we'll give you templates to model after to create your website, and we set you up with resources. We point you to resources to guide you through that process. The next question is how long to finish the program. So people finish at different times, right? We like to get you through the program at 90 days. Can you finish sooner? Yes, but I wouldn't. That's not typical. Can it take longer? Yes. We're teaching you a lot of implementation and execution strategies, and sometimes depending on your academic schedule, things change. Things are busy or less busy. The beautiful thing about enrolling in the program now is that you have lifetime access. So you might get the program now, but you might go on a break from your semester in a couple of months. You can start when you have time. You can do it over the summertime. You could do it over your breaks. It'll be up to you. And like I said, you control the pace of the program because you're scheduling your coaching calls with me based on your schedule. So you might get through the first 2 modules and you might say, hey, look, I want to spend 30 days executing this stuff. I'll schedule the meeting with Dr. Howard for 30 days from now. So it just depends on your schedule. And it's really, really, really up to you how long it takes to finish the program. The next question, how long before I have to start? You can start whenever you like. You can enroll today and start today. You can enroll today and start next week. You have lifetime access if you join in these 15 minutes. So you can start when you like. What's the quickest you can finish the program? So the question is, what is the quickest I can finish the program? 90 days. So when you get into the program, the modules are purposely dripped because I don't want you to skip ahead. I want you to follow the system, and I'm going to be working with you as you go through the program. And so it's important that I just don't dump everything at you at once. You take your time, you go through it, and you execute. So the quickest way is going to be 90 days to get through each stage. What happens at the end of the program? So at the end of the program, you'll have your brand, you'll have all of the things that you need to continue to build equity in your brand and continue to monetize. If you want to continue working one-on-one with me doing coaching, you can. If not, you're done. You have the system, you have the tools, and you can go on your way. So I don't just leave you at the end of the program. You can still purchase coaching sessions with me when you get to the end of the program if you like to do that. But you will have all of the tools you need to be as successful as you want to be without even having to purchase additional coaching calls at the end of the program. The next question is how to land a TED Talk. So a TED Talk is really important to most academics, and most academics want to do it. Some don't, and that's great. They have their other platforms that they want to be on. But I give you the 5-step system to land a TED Talk in the program. It's the exact system that I used when I was ready to give a TED Talk. It's equipped with the emails that I sent to organizers, the steps that I used, and my advice in the program and what I teach you in the program is not to start looking to do a TED Talk until you've actually built a brand. Because while I can teach you the 5 steps to land a TED Talk, the first thing people are going to do is Google you, and they want to see that you're an expert in your field or the thing you want to be known for, or just have a pretty amazing social media presence. And so I recommend that you build your brand first, and then we talk about landing TED Talks towards the end of phase 2 and in phase 3. Okay, so the next question is, will this help me with my coaching consulting business? So a lot of people come to me with academic credentials, but they also have coaching and consulting businesses and other types of businesses that they want to, that they want to build. And so I don't do, business coaching, but I do help you build your brand so that you can funnel people to your coaching and consulting services, because people are only going to find your coaching and consulting services through the marketing that you do for yourself and or the marketing that you do for that particular business. And your personal academic brand starts, the center of it all is your website, is your mailing list. And once you build your personal academic brand, you can send the people that are following you anywhere, and that includes your coaching or consulting business. And to add to that, when you build a brand, people are more likely to buy from you because you have credibility, because you have authority, right? I'm talking to you about my Power Your Research coaching program, but I have credibility and authority because you can simply Google me, and I have a very strong personal academic brand, right? You can see online that I have done and I'm doing the things that I'm going to be teaching you in the program. So what I say to people that have interest in building a coaching or consulting business in the future is you have to build your personal academic brand first, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. And then in working with me, I'll give you all the tools and resources that I have to make this program Power Your Research work, which is essentially a coaching business. And you'll get everything that I have in developing and building out your coaching or consulting business in the future. And that might look like at the end of the program, adding on a few more coaching calls to get the specifics and nitty gritty of how I run my business. All right, so we have a little bit of time left on the timer. You want to go ahead and enroll in the program and get all of those fast action bonuses and bonuses that come with your time today. You've spent your time with me. It's time that you invest in yourself, right? You hire a publicist to try to do these things. You're going to get little results, and you're going to spend way more than $3,000. You're going to be spending $4,000 or $5,000 a month for little to no results, when you can make a one-time investment in yourself, get everything you need to grow, develop, and build your brand, and take your career and yourself to new heights with something that you own, right? With something that you own.